Everyone, thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Sissy, and today I am attempting to make the ultra fancy Grand Marnier Souffle. A couple years ago, my husband and I went on a cruise, and on one of the nights we were served a Grand Marnier Souffle for dessert. It was delicious and quickly became my husband's favorite dessert. We were talking about this trip recently, and he mentioned how much he loved that souffle, so I thought I would try it. I'm going to be honest in saying that I am intimidated. I've watched enough cooking shows and cartoons where jokes are made about making loud noises around souffles and deflating them or calculating your elevation and making adjustments in the oven accordingly. Not seems simple to make a souffle. But let's try it. I got these super cute little ramekins, which I had to look up because I was like, what the heck is that? And I'm just going to make a souffle for each of us. The ingredient list is fairly small. I just had eggs, butter, flour, milk, orange zest, Grand Marnier, vanilla extract, and sugar. I also had heavy cream for the sauce in addition to the other ingredients. Today's recipe is off of a YouTube video I found from the channel Food Wishes with a nice, simple, supposedly, description of how to make a Grand Marnier souffle, and I will share the link down below. I say simple. He makes it look simple. It isn't simple. I first separated my eggs horribly. The video even notes to not put any yolk in with the whites, and what do? Yeah. And then realized I actually needed 2 more ramekins to make this work, so I grabbed a couple more and coated them with butter and sugar. The initial dough in the skillet came out okay and looked nearly the same as the video showed. To make the dough, I melted together according to the directions 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of butter, plus 1 tablespoon and 2 teaspoons of flour on medium-low heat in a skillet. Then I added a quarter cup of milk, I used whole, and stirred it until thickened and put it into a bowl. Then in goes a teaspoon of orange zest, and for this I actually had some frozen orange zest from a previous recipe I'd made a while ago that needed oranges and it tasted just as fresh, so I recommend freezing some leftover zest if you ever have any. After the zest, a tablespoon-ish of Grand Marnier goes in and the dough gets mixed up. When those are mixed in goes 2 egg yolks followed by an eighth of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then I set aside the dough. When it came to whisking the egg whites, I have done it by hand before, but I don't know if it's because I got some egg yolk in the mix or what, but I was not getting those egg whites to fluff. Finally gave up, started over, and threw fresh egg whites into my stand mixer and was able to get it close, but I did become impatient and didn't stiffen the peaks as much as the video said, and I think that explained the smaller amount of batter and less inflation from the souffle. But essentially, you're supposed to whisk the 2 egg whites until you get not quite stiff peaks, then you add a quarter cup of sugar and make it nice and glossy. I didn't really do that. And then I folded the egg whites in with the dough/batter combo and poured them into the ramekins. While the souffles cooked in the oven at 400 degrees for 16 minutes, no more or less, according to instructions, although I ended up doing more, I began to prepare the sauce. To make it, I whisked together a cup of heavy cream, a third cup of sugar, 2 egg yolks, 1 tablespoon of Grand Marnier, and a quarter teaspoon of vanilla extract. I cooked it on medium-low heat and stirred it constantly until it thickened a bit and started ever so slightly simmering. Now, I have made this sauce before for another dessert I made, and again, I don't know what was going on, but this time around, the sauce was very eggy. I don't know if I added too much of something and too little of something else. I thought I followed the recipe video correctly, but who knows? After taking the sauce off the heat, I strained it to get the scrambled egg out and then put the sauce in the fridge. I will say, the timing came out pretty decent. I had enough time to chill the sauce and finish cooking the souffles. Although the video says to cook the souffles for exactly 16 minutes, mine took about 20 minutes or so. I kept checking the souffles and they were not browning on top, so I kept doing another minute or two until it finally started to brown a bit on top. Honestly, they probably could have still cooked a bit longer. This dessert really was delicious, but definitely not simple. It tasted similar to the souffle we had on our cruise, and when making it with my husband, it was fun. It was not easy though, and will definitely be a special occasion dessert if I make it again, but it was still a neat dessert to try. It came out sweet with a lovely light orange flavor, and the souffle is fluffy and airy. The sauce came out great, although the taste of the egg overpowered the other flavors for me, so I probably did something wrong there. The souffle did deflate when I took it out. Any thoughts or experience on that? It was still good though. Would you try this dessert recipe? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again soon.